Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with a weekly review video with Johnny. We'll have a look at some of the things that have caught Johnny's attention this week, so let's go to the video. All right, Johnny, how are you this week?
Yeah, good, Stu. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. The weather's been good here this week. Last week it wasn't so great, but the sun has been shining this week. What about there?
Yeah, it's been sunny here as well. Not quite up to August temperatures yet, so that's been good for now. But
Yeah.
I don't think we're very far away from the very, very hot temperatures.
Well, I think normally July is the hottest month. I think August things start to cool down a little bit, especially at night. But I think a couple of weeks ago it was quite warm though, wasn't it? Last week even?
Yeah, I think even the week before that, particularly warm. A couple of hot days this week, but yeah, manageable.
All right.
Or I'm just getting used to it. I don't know.
Probably that's the thing.
Yeah.
You're getting used to the hot weather now. That's right. Now,
Yeah.
what's caught your attention, Johnny?
Yeah, so let's kick off with an announcement from Maria Jesus Montero, who is the spokeswoman of the government and the Hacienda Minister.
Yep.
The government's announced the largest public employment offer in its history. So that's job roles within the government administration. I believe they're known as funcionarios, right? These would be funcionario posts.
Yeah, civil servants, public servants, funcionario in Spain. That's right. They do a función for the public. Yeah.
Yeah. So this year's offer is of 30,000 jobs. So it's the largest yet. To give you an idea, last year was 28,000, and the numbers have been growing year on year. So more and more civil servant posts being offered. Yeah.
Yeah. So 30,000. I think there's 8 or 9,000 internal promotions or something like that, and 23,000 new jobs being created. But yeah, the biggest ever, I think, as you said, right? Bigger than last year, and apparently, from what I've read, around 4 billion of that European Recovery Fund money is going towards this. They're calling it a modernisation of the public service, which is one of the reasons why they're bringing so many people in. They're trying to get skilled professionals. I think they were looking for people with certain qualifications, mathematics backgrounds, science backgrounds, the STEM subject backgrounds. I think that's what they're looking to get.
Exactly, yeah. They were looking for research posts, for engineer roles as well. And there was another one. Science. Like you said, they were looking for scientist posts as well.
Yeah. Because it is part of that transformation plan to modernise the public service. It's only at a national level. I don't think it's at the autonomous community level. We're talking about the central, because remember, Johnny, that the Spain system has three main levels of government, right? You've got the national level, then you've got the autonomous community level, then you've got the town hall municipal level. So it's the top level.
Yeah, exactly. Another one of the things they're trying to do with this rollout is to reduce the temporary employment contracts within the administration.
Yeah.
I believe it's about 30% of the funcionarios are employed on temporary contracts, and the idea is to reduce this number.
Yeah. Well, that's been making the press quite a bit recently. They call them interinos, I think, in Spanish. They're people that sort of are on yearly contracts that get renewed. And there was one woman the other day that's been doing it for like 35 years, and so she's always had that. She's never had that stable job that a lot of other public servants have. Of course, you know that in Spain, public service is a job for life. It's almost impossible to get fired. That's the main characteristic, and that's why it is such a sought after type of employment by a lot of people. A lot of people dedicate their lives or a lot of their time to studying to become civil servants, to even get very basic jobs in the administration, and because they want that job that allows them to have that security to live in a country like Spain, which unfortunately, Johnny, for a lot of people in the private sector just doesn't happen.
Yeah, but it's a very competitive process to become a funcionario, right? You have to go through exams, which are typically called oposiciones, depending on your role. But
Yeah,
I'd imagine it's very competitive.
public service exam. Yeah, there's schools all around the country that prepare people for this. Whether it's to
Yeah.
become a civil guard or a national police or to work in the social security. There's places all around all over Spanish cities that'll try to point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a difficult process, and some people spend years and years studying. I remember, I think I've told this story before, but I remember I was giving classes in a legal firm in Madrid, and a couple of people joined that company, and they had been studying for 5 years to become tax inspectors, and they just couldn't get into the public administration, so they had to go into a private company, and some people spend, as I said, literally years and years. Actually, it's quite interesting. You'll see a lot of people on Spanish television, young people especially, when they sort of put up the name and the age and what they do for a living. It's quite common to see the people put this opositor, like it's like a profession. They study and they study and they just wait for a door to open.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I didn't know about that. I'll keep an eye out for it next time I'm watching the TV.
I don't know whether it's the same in other countries. I don't know whether it's the same in the UK. I don't think it's the same in Australia. I think Australia streamlined its public service, and they sort of opened the application process up to make it a lot easier to get in. But in Spain it is still quite difficult for a lot of people, and a very sought after profession, as I said. You never thought about public service?
No, it's not something that coming to the country you don't really know it exists until you get here. So I can't say it was something I had thought of.
No, but I mean, even in England, did it ever cross your mind to work for the government?
No, not particularly.
No.
I didn't. When I was studying and at university, I always saw my prospects within the private sector. I hadn't really considered something within the public sector. But then, of course, when you get into the world of work or you're looking at career opportunities, then you start to see, there's actually maybe more out there than you first thought.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing, but it's not something I'd thought of before.
Yeah, I think I read a couple of years ago that something like 30% of university students, their plan is to study for an oposición, to try to get into the public service. So even when they're at university, that's always in the back of their mind. And I've met people over the years that have gone from jobs in the banking sector. They've decided to start to study, and they leave a job in a bank, and they get the job for life, if you like.
Yeah.
Which is the key.
Yeah, I mean, if the stability is really what you say it is, then it's a very attractive prospect.
Absolutely, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Job for life, salary for life. That's it. All right, good. What's next, Johnny?
Yeah. All right. So on the next point, we've got. I noticed a couple of Spanish companies that are looking to expand abroad. For various reasons. So you'll have heard of Alsa, so the bus operator here in Spain.
Yep. Part
of the National Express Group, actually, which is a UK-based company, is looking to expand into the UAE, specifically into Dubai.
Okay, so Alsa belongs to a UK group, and they're looking to expand the brand into the UAE.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, the Alsa brand, all right.
Yeah. And the second company is Coviran, which is a supermarket chain from Andalusia, and they're looking to expand into Latin America. Yeah.
Are you familiar with the brand?
I am actually, because I downloaded an app called Phoenix, which essentially it's a bit like Too Good To Go. You can get leftover food and surprise boxes, and I actually got that from the Coviran, which is not too far from where I live. Pleasant surprise. I hadn't heard of it until then.
I might be wrong, but I think they operate on a franchise model in Spain. I'm not sure. I think that could be the case. Do you know anything about that?
I don't, but I do know that in terms of the number of supermarkets in Spain, they're actually the second biggest. So a franchising model could explain that.
I don't know, just from what I've seen, because I've noticed it here in Portugal as well. And I actually went into the local Coviran supermarket, and it was run by Chinese. So that gave me the idea that it was that it might be a franchise model. I'm not sure. And I saw one recently when I was traveling around Spain. Though, so there was a little supermarket that was run by a lady, and I got the impression that it could be, they put up the name, they put up the reputation, the typical franchise model, and away you go.
Yeah. Well, they're growing pretty rapidly. I can't remember the exact growth rate. Do I have it here? I don't, but the growth rate year on year for Coviran is pretty high. So maybe they're reaching a point where they're starting to look at other markets because they may be reaching the peak in Spain.
Maybe. From the supermarkets that I've seen of that brand, they don't really try to compete with the Mercadonas, do they? Or it looks more like a Dia, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, when I went inside and had a look, it was very much fruit and veg, and then the odd articles here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was even like it was hidden away. This one, it wasn't really in plain sight.
Well, that's it. Do you know, Johnny, where in Andalusia this the headquarters is based? Is it in Seville or Malaga, Cordoba? Do you know?
I'm not too sure. I just know it's from Andalusia.
Okay, I'll just Google it quickly. Let me just have a look here.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, good. Yeah, Supermercados Coviran. It's a cooperative, and apparently they've got something like 2,000 supermarkets, 2,876 supermarkets around Spain and Portugal. And you said they're trying to go into which market did you say?
Into Latin America.
Oh, into Latin America. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, well, yeah, that could be it. If they consider that there's a market there for them, it could be quite successful. I imagine that they already are, right?
Yeah. Well, they must be if they've expanded to so many stores in Spain. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it says here the mayor of Granada. Yeah. Okay. So I think they're from Granada. The 60th anniversary.
Okay.
So not Seville, not Cordoba, but from Granada. So probably one of the biggest, I don't know, but probably one of the biggest companies down there, I suppose. Yeah.
Could be, yeah.
And working on a cooperative model, which is interesting, and that explains the Chinese people running the local one here, and it also explains the lady in Zamora that I saw as well. So there you go.
Okay, nice.
Interesting model. Good.
Yeah.
All right, good. And the other one, the bus company, you said Alsa.
Yeah. So they've been really impacted, obviously, by travel restrictions and people working from home, because a lot of people would probably commute on that.
Oh, I can imagine they would have been smashed last year. Yeah.
Yeah. They were. Dubai is an interesting market because it has a metro system, but it's very rigid and it goes kind of right down the middle of Dubai, and the rest of the city itself is not very well connected by public transport, so this could be an interesting opportunity for them.
Okay, so they're looking to get into not into long haul in the UAE, but into like bus routes around the city.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right, good. Which is not what they do, because obviously there's public services in Spain. So I think all of the main cities have a public bus service. I don't think they're private, and I think they're mainly like into cities in Spain, aren't they, Alsa?
Yeah, because I mean, I've taken the Alsa before to go to the likes of Alcobendas, to go to other cities as well.
Oh, even to go to Alcobendas. Okay.
Yeah,
so intercity. Yeah. The green one.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, good. Yeah, the green bus to Alcobendas is Alsa. There we go.
Yeah,
so maybe
back in the basketball days.
That's it. They've probably got public contracts if they are running those routes. That's right. So that's it. So good. Two companies looking to expand beyond Spain's borders. Good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good. What's the last thing there?
Yeah, and the last thing, so Madrid got some very good news this week that the Retiro Park and the Paseo del Prado have been named UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So that's some really good news for the city, yeah.
Is it only though? I think they call it the Paseo de la Luz or something.
Okay. I just know that it's Paseo del Prado, the part that has the trees, and it's 190 hectares of land, which has been named within the UNESCO Heritage Site.
Okay, good. So the Paseo del Prado, which is in bang smack in the centre of the city, and the Retiro Park as well?
Yeah.
So it's probably that area there. Maybe there's some type of route you can take there to walk around that part of the city, it's an attractive part of the city, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's got the Prado Museum on it as well, which is obviously a very popular museum in the city.
Well, yeah, it's got hotels, museums, nice gardens. I think the botanical gardens are there as well. The Retiro Park, which of course is the biggest park in the centre of Madrid. I don't know if it's the biggest park in the city, but definitely in the centre. It's a big space. Do you go there often?
I've been a couple of times, yeah. I think if we talk about the biggest one, probably the Casa de Campo is probably bigger, I would think.
I presume that would be bigger, or maybe the Parque del Oeste is also quite big as well. I think there are bigger parks than the Retiro. I'm not sure, but I know that the Retiro, for where it is in the centre of the city, is a very big park, similar to Hyde Park in London.
Yeah, it's a very nice park. It also reminds me a bit of the Luxembourg Garden in Paris, which is quite nice as well. So
That's it. And it's been included. It's a UNESCO area now, is it?
It is, yeah.
And what were the criteria for? I think it's the first thing in Madrid to be classified as a UNESCO site. I might be wrong.
It is, yeah. I'm not too sure about the criteria, but it obviously comes with major benefits if you're classed as a UNESCO Heritage Site.
Yeah.
Supposedly, it will increase tourism, which could be really good for a city like Madrid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favourite part of Madrid? Was that one of them?
I think it's got to be, yeah. I really like the Retiro Park, yeah.
All right, good. And that Pasaje, that Prado area as well, or?
Yeah, I can't actually say that I've paid too much attention to it though. But next time I'm by the Retiro, I'll go maybe take a walk down the Pasaje del Prado. Yeah.
So it's an interesting part of the city because it sort of starts at the Atocha train station, that Prado Avenue, if you like, and it goes all the way up to Plaza de Castilla, which, as you know, is up in the north part of the city. Becomes the Recoletos and then the Castellana. It is that main avenue, you know.
Yeah, it goes all the way up to Plaza de Castilla, though.
The Prado Avenue doesn't, but it changes name.
Yeah.
But it is it's just a continuation of the same street, right?
Ah, okay.
So it starts at Atocha more or less, and it's the Paseo del Prado to Cibeles. And then it becomes Recoletos until, I think, to the Colón Square. And then after that, it becomes the Castellana I think it goes beyond Plaza de Castilla, but it's a long avenue that sort of splits the city in two.
Yeah. In that case, I have been on there. I have taken a walk down the Paseo del Prado.
Yeah, well, it's a great avenue to walk down if you do it all the way down. I mean, there's plenty of place on both sides to walk. It's a comfortable place, plenty of things to see and do, and well recommended. If you don't want to walk, you can take the bus. The 27 bus will take you up there for a fairly cheap price.
Yeah, I can confirm that when I've walked down, I've seen some of the best landmarks, some of the best architecture of the city as well. So
that's it. Yeah. And I mean, you can take tourist buses, of course, around a city like Madrid, but if you can take the local public transport and get the same view for a cheaper price, probably better.
Yeah.
Although they're not open double deckers, they're just the normal. Are they blue or red, the buses in Madrid? I think they're blue buses in Madrid now.
Blue.
They're just the normal blue ones. Yeah. All right, good. Anything else, Johnny?
Well, that was all for today.
All right, good. So Madrid finally being recognised as, or part of the city as a UNESCO site. I'm sure that the mayor will be happy.
Yes, he was indeed. He said it was a moment of great pride, and Prime Minister Sanchez also very happy.
Oh, really? He was also happy?
Yeah, he said it was a great day of luck. What did they say? That Madrid and Spain were in luck.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Yeah, so he's normally a little bit anti-Madrid, in my opinion, Mr. Sanchez. But maybe he's warming to his city. I don't know, but it is the main source of opposition for his government. That's right. But we won't talk about politics. But anyway, all right, Johnny, we'll wrap it up there today. Have a good one, and we'll be in contact.
Yes, thank you, Stu.
All right, see you later. Have a good day. Bye-bye. So there we go. That was the weekly review video. Questions and comments, please leave them in the section below. Debate the situation out as you normally do. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. See you in the next one. Hasta luego.